The Pokemon Company finally knows they messed up, and they're gonna try to fix it. Sort of. Plus, we got a really good leaked release date for a highly anticipated Switch game, and everything comes together on this fine new Good Morning Mario. So, good morning Mario and good morning Switch fans. No tea, but I do have a chocolate mint protein bar, good flavor. Feeling like a Thin Mint up in my mouth this morning. Pokemon Company made news this weekend for the World Championships and for their new trailer for the Hidden Treasure of Area Zero DLC 2, announcing a new Terra type and announcing the return of all the starters in the Blueberry Dome. You know, they've got that big space where they're makeshifting all the ecosystems, and apparently all the starters can be birthed there. But it's something else they talked about in a Q&A session that I find far more fascinating, and I think we have to discuss. Because the Pokemon Company has come under fire for Scarlet and Violet. Not because Scarlet is very red, but because instead the performance is very suck. And after the most recent Pokemon Presents, I basically said Pokemon Company needs to get it together. They've had an hour worth of Pokemon Presents this year with nothing new announced, but that may be by design. The Pokemon Company is very proud, and they haven't come out and directly said, like, Scarlet and Violet are a problem, we're going to fix them, because they're not going to fix them. Whether it's because they can't or because they won't, I'll leave that up to you, but they are not bringing a big patch that will correct these games. Maybe the DLC will perform better given that it's new areas. That's a hope. Maybe there will be an updated patch eventually for Switch 2. That's at least a year away. The Pokemon Company is running out of excuses, and they know it. And they were asked this weekend if they are beholden to a set release schedule. Because remember, the Pokemon Company launched Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, Legends Arceus, and Scarlet and Violet all within a 12-month period. That is a lot of titles. That's a remake, a new spin-off, and a full generation upgrade with open world gameplay all in 12 months. When you consider it that way, maybe you give them a break. Maybe you don't, because even if they were time crunched and pushed to the limit, they could have delayed, or they could have released a patch. But here's what the COO of the Pokemon Company, Takato Utsunomiya, had to say about what they're going to do about these problems. I think in general, if you look at the past, the path we've taken up until now has been this constant release, always regularly releasing products on a fairly fixed kind of cadence, you might say. Always having these products able to be introduced and new experiences for our customers. And that's how we've operated up until now. I think we're still operating in that way, but there's more and more conversations as the development environments change about how we can continue to do this while making sure that we're ensuring really quality products are also being introduced. Now, for a Japanese-based company who are very proud and most of the time quite stoic, this is going to be about as much of an acknowledgement as you're going to get that, hey, we done screwed up. We know that Scarlet and Violet were not really quality products. They were in terms of gameplay, they were in terms of ideas, but performance-wise, they just did not hold up. They didn't, and we didn't fix them. Whether that's because they're on a crazy cadence, or whether that's because they just can't, or they don't think it's important, or they refuse to acknowledge a mistake, I don't know. A bunch of reasons as to why they're not doing this, but none of them are good enough for me. I think you need to fix these games before you're going to go sell me DLC, and before you're going to talk about what's next. Now, perhaps this is part of the reason Pokemon Company didn't announce any new games at the 2 Pokemon Presents. Maybe it even ties into these internal conversations about how they can maintain a cadence, but also maintain quality. And the answer is, you probably can't. Reading between the lines here, what the COO is saying is, you can't. We got to figure out a way to reduce the cadence if we're going to up quality. I don't want anyone to feel sorry for the Pokemon Company. They're making bank, coin is coming dripping down like it's a rain shower, but I think they're realizing that this is not sustainable, especially as we move to a system that probably has far superior graphics and much better performance. They're going to have to up the ante. They're going to have to up what they do, and they may need to take more time on development. This may mean less Pokemon games, but at the end of the day, more of a focus on quality over quantity. I think we have to welcome that. I think we got to golf clap that, and I'm not ready to full on clap them yet because we don't know exactly what they're going to do. Right now, they say it's in a conversation state, but we may have seen the beginnings of that. I don't know why they felt the pressure to release Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet all so close together, I can't imagine Nintendo was demanding this of them, given they've allowed Zelda to percolate for years, 3D Mario hasn't returned since 2017, Metroid Prime 4 is taking its jolly time and even saw a full-on reboot. Do we think that Nintendo really forced them to release 3 major Pokemon games in one 12-month period? I doubt it. I think Pokemon Company has their own standards, their own pace, and they're realizing they may have to do things differently. This is only a good thing, but it's only a good thing if they actually follow through. Right now, we're not seeing much Pokemon. We've got major DLC packs, but we have no new game announced. We don't know when the next time the Pokemon Company will strike, and maybe that's really for the best. I'd love to believe that the reason we got such boring Pokemon Presents in 2023 is because they're actually reevaluating, and they realize they can't just poop out another title with mediocre performance. Then I remember they do have Detective Pikachu 2. But Detective Pikachu 2 is kind of separate, and I do feel like that game has been around for ages, hence why it looks so old. So it's a bit of this and that with the Pokemon Company, and the real test will be, what do they actually do? Their next game is going to be under heavy scrutiny, and their next game just might release on a brand new console. This could be a perfect storm of awfulness for the Pokemon Company. They could screw this up major. Or if they're actually willing to make some changes, some reductions, and maybe even some additions within the Pokemon Company, and by that I mean more developers to help with this crazy cadence, it seems like that could be a secret solution. You gotta up the size of your company. You gotta bring in some masters of the engines you're working on. You have to make things more seamless and smooth so that you're able to keep up a decent cadence but ensure quality. One thing that's so impressive about Nintendo first party, like I'm talking about Nintendo internal development, is they don't have this. They don't have these quality issues. TPC does, and I really think it's time TPC gets those ironed out. Maybe they can even rely on Nintendo for some help in how to make that happen, but I think these comments are a good first step. Will they go all the way? Time will tell. But for now, maybe we have an answer to why the Pokemon Company has been kind of quiet, and I'm very curious what kind of performance we see out of the hidden treasure of Area Zero. But if you're not a Pokemon fan, I've also got other news for you, as we've got a leaked release date for a highly anticipated Switch game. A lot of players have wanted this big third-party franchise on Switch since the beginning of a hybrid system, and that franchise is none other than Batman Arkham. We've got a trilogy of games coming to the platform later this fall with no release date and sort of a strange release with Arkham Asylum on the cart and the other two being downloadable. Regardless, it looks like GameStop has accidentally leaked the release date for October 13th, 2023, and we'll be playing Batman in about 2 months' time, which is pretty freaking sweet. That sets up a fantastic fall for Warner Brothers games on Switch, with Mortal Kombat 1 launching day and date in September, Batman bringing it back old school. I can't believe Batman Arkham Asylum is old school, because to me old school is like NES, but old school style in October. And then we're getting the port of Hogwarts Legacy in November. That's 3 big third-party games from Warner Brothers, and I think it would make them the biggest supporter of Switch for the holiday season in 2023. Hopefully the Arkham games all run great, hopefully they don't have Pokemon problems, and hopefully October 13th is correct, because I think that's a good release date. Now, we should get that confirmed at an upcoming Direct, or I guess just an announcement, and believe you me, the Direct is closer than we thought. It's only a few weeks away, because we're almost in September, which is crazy, but yeah, we're almost there. And I do wonder if that Direct is going to be on the release date of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet DLC. It's odd that it's a Wednesday. Directs are Wednesday. I'll keep you posted. Until that time, though, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. And until next time, SwitchForce out.